Welcome to Rethinking What Mastery Means. We live in a world obsessed with genius, a world that celebrates 30 under 30 lists, wunderkinds, and natural-born leaders. This fixation leaves many women, especially those who've taken nonlinear paths, wondering whether they've missed their moment. But here's the truth that rewrites the entire narrative. Mastery isn't a gift, it's a decision. Angela Duckworth's Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance, provides a research-based, feminist-friendly alternative to the myth of natural talent. She argues that long-term success isn't the result of intelligence, charisma, or early recognition. It's a function of consistent, focused effort applied over time. This is radical news for professional women like Claire, who may have missed promotions not because of lack of capability, but because of systemic bias, undervaluation, or family responsibilities. It suggests that mastery isn't about when you started. It's about how long you're willing to keep going and how you proceed. At 2X, we don't help women hustle harder. We help them claim their full worth, and Duckworth's framework gives us the language and leverage to build mastery on our own terms. Let's start by busting the myth of the natural that's done real damage. Most people overestimate the role of talent and underestimate the role of grit. In the past, we've thought of excellence as something you either have or you don't. But Duckworth's research across elite performers, from West Point cadets to spelling bee finalists, found that effort, not IQ or innate ability, was the best predictor of long-term success. For professional women, this changes everything. We're socialized to be flawless, not gritty. We're praised for polish and punished for risk. This leads many high-potential women to opt out of the long game before they even start. Claire, for example, might assume that because she didn't take a straight path to the executive team, she's no longer a contender. But grit reframes the picture. Her zigzag experience is not a liability. It's a scaffold for strength. Duckworth's formula is eye-opening. Talent multiplied by effort equals skill. Skill multiplied by effort equals achievement. Notice the double weighting of effort. It's not just your baseline talent that matters. It's what you do with it repeatedly that builds mastery. And for women, that's incredibly good news. Because while we can't always control the opportunities handed to us, we can control how we respond, refine, and return. For women who have been underestimated, mastery is not just personal development, it's political. Mastery as a feminist act. It's about claiming space in fields that weren't built for us. It's about holding steady through unfair feedback, second-guessing, or invisibility. It's about showing up, not for show, but for impact. And for neurodivergent women in particular, the idea that mastery comes from sustained effort rather than social performance is deeply validating. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to be fast. You just need to keep going. Claire's version of this might look like a quiet decision to develop her strategic influence skills over the next 2 years. She doesn't need instant feedback. She needs a long fuse goal, something meaningful enough to stick with, and flexible enough to shape around the rhythms of her life. In a world of quick wins, grit is the quiet rebellion. The next challenge is visibility. Now, here's the rub. Grit is internal, but career advancement is external. Mastery requires years of repetition and resilience. but workplace cultures still reward flashy, confident performance. This is where many women feel stuck. They're doing the work, honing their craft, but it goes unseen. Duckworth doesn't address this gendered nuance explicitly, but the solution lies in strategic visibility. Women must learn to communicate their mastery without falling into perfectionism or overwork. That's why 2X encourages members to track outcomes, speak to results, and self-advocate with clarity. Not to brag, but to be recognized. For Claire, this might mean creating a simple win report each quarter, 1 page of strategic achievements, linked directly to business outcomes. She sends it to her manager, not because she wants to be noticed, but because mastery deserves airtime. Grit doesn't mean silence, it means steady, principled presence. Mastery is what allows you to stop undercharging, under-asking, and under-claiming. It's what separates the high achiever from the high earner. High-earning women don't just work hard, they're known for something. It becomes their identity. They cultivate expertise that translates to influence, opportunity, and leverage. For Claire, it meant identifying her unique value proposition. She framed her contribution as building human-first systems that scale without burnout. Suddenly, she wasn't just a project manager, she was a thought leader in sustainable performance. This is the power of mastery. It lets you shape your reputation on purpose. And when your expertise becomes recognizable, promotable, and billable, your income changes too. Actionable steps for professional women. 1. Name your domain of mastery. Choose one area where you want to be known, not someday, but beginning now. Make it visible in your LinkedIn headline, meeting contributions, and self-talk. 2. Track the inputs, not just the results. Grit isn't glamorous. Keep a log of small actions, articles read, skills practiced. Progress is made of these micro efforts. 3. Build a mastery moment practice. Once a week, reflect for 5 minutes. What did I do this week that builds my expertise? Capture it in writing. Over time, it becomes a body of proof. 4. Reclaim the struggle. When it's hard, remind yourself, this is the part where most people quit, but you'll be able to say that you're still building, still growing, still showing up. 5. Make mastery visible. Once a quarter, create a win report. Just 1 page, 3 key contributions, 1 future goal. Share it with your manager, mentor, or professional network. Reflective exercise. In the Module 5 PDF or in your journal, write on the following questions. Where in my work life am I already applying effort toward a long-term goal, even if I haven't called it mastery yet? What belief about natural talent have I internalized that might be holding me back from long-term growth? When was the last time I stuck with something hard? And what did that persistence teach me about myself? If someone watched me work for the next 12 months, what would they see me becoming known for? You've made a great start on your new identity as a woman of mastery, and I know you'll love our discussion in the next video about how to design a passion with a fuse long enough to last your entire career. See you there.